Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Let's Max Warframe, where today we're finally going to get around to doing a video I said I would do probably 2 weeks ago now. Syndicate Melee's kind of got in the way of that, and that was for the Prisma Dual Cleavers that were available for Baro. The original Dual Cleavers, they were pretty solid weapons already, but they got taken and given the Baro treatment. So how did the Prisma-ing of it affect the stats? Well, with the base damage, that remained exactly the same at 35, but they jiggled the percentages of that damage around a little bit. It's got slightly lower impact and puncture, both of those have 3.5, and then the damage that was removed from those got added to the slash, bringing that up to 28%. The critical stats remain exactly the same with a 25% critical chance and a huge crit multiplier of 300%, meaning this is going to be definitely Blood Rush and body count capable. And then combine that with the Berserker and the slightly buffed attack speed of 1.0, this is going to be throwing out those crits so quickly it's unreal. Add to that the increased status chance of 25%, not only are you going to be wrecking them with crazy crits, you'll be proccing 1 in 4 hits with whatever elemental combo you have on the weapon. Not only do you have all of this, but the Prisma Dual Cleavers also have the ability to use Justice Blades Augment from the Steel Meridian Syndicate. At max rank, this mod's going to give you an additional 100% melee damage, plus add the Justice Syndicate effect to the weapon. What this does is that when it's charged, it will send out a radial explosion of 1000 pure blast damage, plus restoring 25% of your max health, increasing your max armor by 25% of your base amount. This gives you a pretty handy heal and a big survivability buff each time it procs, and when you combine that with a heavy tanking frame like Chroma or Inaros, can be a pretty potent combo. Now in terms of how I built them, it's pretty much your standard crit build, to be honest. Stance is going to be personal preference really, much like the majority of stances. This is mostly because both of the dual sword stance are pretty rubbish, to be honest, and I hate both of them. So go whichever one you prefer, to be honest. The rest of it, I added one former, which is a V. In that we have Prime Pressure Point, we got Blood Rush Body Count combo, we got Berserker for insane attack speed, Justice Blades Augment for the additional damage, and then the proc, and either two 90% elemental mods, or the 60% dual stats, depending on whether you want to focus on straight damage, or whether you want the status. So that's completely down to whichever you prefer. So with this being my pick of the bunch from Barry the last time around, does this mean that I would recommend taking these and maxing them out? And the answer to that is hell yes I do. These things are really strong, even though they do suffer with the crappy dual sword stances. Using these is like sticking enemies in a blender. That combination of damage, almost immediate red crits, the high status chance means that this shreds even high level enemies super quickly. It's honestly not a weapon that I've used very much, but it's one I probably will use quite a lot more now I've rediscovered just how good they are. Plus they look pretty badass. The Prisma effect really reminds me of an old school hot rod flame paint job, and it looks awesome. The dual swords, it's full of some fantastic weapons. Dual Camas Prime, Dual Ica, even the Dark Split Sword now. But the Prisma Dual Cleavers deserve to be considered as one of the best. I would recommend putting the former into the weapon for sure, because they are already pretty damn good. Imagine in the future if we get a badass new dual sword stance. That will come eventually, and they will be unstoppable. But they are definitely worth the ducats you paid for them, and the former to max them, you really will not be disappointed. They are easily worthy of my pick of the bunch from Barry's inventory when he was last here. Now I hope you guys are enjoying my slightly more laid back approach to these videos. I'm feeling a lot more relaxed making them, and I hope you like them. Feedback in the comments below is always welcome, or you can give me some feedback face to face on Saturday evening at 10:00 VIP. I am super hyped for that. Video on Barry's inventory is going to be coming later today, might be tomorrow depending on timing, but as always, many thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.